Today, we venture into a realm where truth meets mystery. UAP whistleblowers. These brave individuals have come forward with astonishing accounts of encounters with unidentified aerial phenomena, shedding light on incidents that defy conventional explanation. From military personnel to government insiders, their disclosures challenge our perceptions of what lies beyond our atmosphere. Join us as we uncover their compelling stories, motivations, and the implications of their revelations on our understanding of UAPs. Let's start with the most highly publicized and controversial, Bob Lazar. Lazar claimed to have seen official briefing documents detailing alien participation in human affairs during the previous 10,000 years, and he also claimed to have been a part of a clandestine U.S. government project in 1989 that involved the reverse engineering of extraterrestrial technology. Self-described as a physicist, Lazar allegedly worked at a classified location close to the U.S. Air Force base known as Area 51. His account increased public awareness of the facility and gave rise to conspiracy theories about government involvement in extraterrestrial life research. Under the alias Dennis, and with his face covered, he participated in an interview with investigative reporter George Knapp on Las Vegas TV station KLACE in May of 1989. He talked about his alleged job at S4, a subsidiary that he said is located close to the Area 51 installation at Nellis Air Force Base. He states that Papoose Lake, which is situated south of the main Area 51 complex at Groom Lake, was next to the aforementioned facility. According to him, the location was made up of hidden hangars for airplanes carved out of a mountainside. Lazar claimed that one of his responsibilities was to assist with the reverse engineering of one of the 9 flying saucers, which, according to Lazar's claims, the investigated vehicle's propulsion was powered by an antimatter reactor and unpentium, a chemical element that was not yet artificially produced at the time and had the atomic number 115. Originally created in 2003, it was subsequently given the name Moscovium. According to him, the vehicle's propulsion mechanism worked by using a stable isotope of element 115, which is supposed to produce a gravitational wave that bends light around the object to help it fly and avoid being seen. As of yet, no stable isotopes of moscovium have been created. They are all quite radioactive and decay in a matter of a few hundred milliseconds. According to Lazar, the craft was disassembled, and the reactor he examined had a sphere or semi-sphere on top that released a force field strong enough to repel human flesh. He clarified that there were 2 primary levels to the craft. The reactor was placed in the middle of the higher level, encircled by 3 gravity amplifiers and an antenna that reached to the top. These were attached to gravity emitters on the lower level. The vehicle would enter this distortion zone belly first and produce a gravity beam or anti-gravity wave by rotating 180 degrees. Lazar has stated that upon entering the program, he was given access to briefing materials that detailed Earth's 10,000-year history of contact with extraterrestrials, who were identified as gray aliens from a planet orbiting the Zeta Reticuli binary star system. He claimed to have seen what seemed to be 2 guys in lab coats looking down and conversing with something small with long arms, when he momentarily peered through a door window while strolling along a corridor at S4. 30 years later, he claimed he did not believe he had seen an extraterrestrial, but conjectured that he had seen a doll that had been used to gauge the size of the supposed aliens, who were referred to as the kids. Lazar's assertions on S4 generated conspiracy theories about government knowledge of alien life and increased public awareness of Area 51, the facility thought to be S4's parent facility. Next, we will have a look into our most recent and perhaps most credible whistleblower, David Grush.
Do we have the bodies of the pilots who piloted this craft?
As I've stated publicly already in my News Nation interview, biologics came with some of these recoveries, yeah.
David Grush, a former intelligence official and officer in the United States Air Force, USAF, testified in front of the U.S. House of Representatives in 2023 and was questioned by media. Grush stated that extremely covert special access programs run by the U.S. federal government and commercial aerospace corporations retrieve and reverse engineer non-human spacecraft and their deceased pilots. Grush supported the sharing of classified material with the U.S. Senate Select Committee on Intelligence by filing a whistleblower complaint with Thomas Monheim, the Intelligence Community Inspector General, in 2022. In addition, he reported that his supervisors had retaliated against him for a comparable complaint he had made the year before. Grush alleges to have seen records stating that in 1933, authorities from the Benito Mussolini regime in Italy retrieved a spacecraft of non-human origin, which was later acquired by the United States in 1945 with help from the Vatican and the Five Eyes Alliance. Grush asserts that, in an effort to hide the program, people have been killed and intimidated. The U.S. Department of Defense, DoD, and NASA refuted the allegations, claiming that alien life has not yet been discovered.
Hearing Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick refuted Grush's claims in a letter published on his personal LinkedIn page. He wrote Arrow has yet to find any credible evidence to support the allegations of a reverse engineering program for non-human technology. The Pentagon adding it has no information that any individual has been harmed or killed as a result of providing information about UAPs.
Inspector General Thomas A. Monheim briefed members of the House Oversight Committee's National Security Subcommittee on January 13, 2024, in a classified manner on UAP reporting. A few participants expressed their frustration at the absence of updated information surrounding Grush's claims.
Nothing new. Nothing new.
Another recent case brings us to the introduction of Luis Elizondo, who made the decision to come forward after realizing the government was withholding information he felt the public deserved to know. Elizondo was employed with the Office of the Undersecretary of Defense for Intelligence, OOSDE, in the Pentagon from 2008 until his departure in 2017. According to Elizondo, from 2010 to 2012, he served as the director of the Advanced Aerospace Threat Identification Program, a special access program funded by the then-majority leader of the Senate, Harry Reid, D. Nevada, whose goal was to look into aerial threats, including unexplained aerial phenomena. Elizondo told a reporter he believed his lack of interest in science fiction, combination of scientific training, and position as a counterintelligence agent safeguarding American aerospace technology may have contributed to his selection for the AATIP. The AATIP program ran for 5 years, ending in 2012, according to the Department of Defense. For this initiative, Elizondo says he collaborated with CIA and U.S. Navy officers out of his Pentagon office until October 2017, when he left in protest over what he called excessive secrecy and internal opposition. Elizondo says that underestimating or ignoring these potential threats is not in the best interest of the department, no matter the level of political contention. As per the New Yorker, Elizondo was brought in to take over the program, which originated from a government project given to businessman and paranormal enthusiast Robert Bigelow. The project was supposed to look into the future of warfare, but it ended up covering almost nothing but UFOs, including a photo of a supposed tracking device that believed aliens had allegedly implanted in a supposed abductee. Pentagon officials and The Intercept have questioned Elizondo's participation in the AATIP. Spokesman Christopher Sherwood stated that Elizondo had no responsibilities with regard to the AATIP program while he worked in OUSDI up until the time he resigned effective October 4, 2017. Elizondo responded by submitting a complaint to the Inspector General of the agency, alleging a coordinated campaign to discredit him for speaking out, which included statements made in press by the Pentagon, asserting he had no official role in UFO research, even after his role was officially confirmed. Elizondo added that he was the victim of a personal vendetta from a Pentagon rival in the Inspector General's complaint. Senator Reid wrote NBC News a letter that said, "I can state Lou Elizondo's involvement as a matter of record." And finally, our last whistleblower with possibly the strangest claims of all, Paul Hellyer.
There have been face-to-face meetings between United States officials and visitors from other star systems, period. No equivocation.
Paul Hellyer was a long-standing Member of Parliament, MP, having served in Prime Ministers Lester B. Pearson and Pierre Trudeau's administrations. At the time of his passing, he was the Privy Council member with the longest tenure. In his capacity as Defence Minister, he coordinated the unification of the armed forces and oversaw Canada's adoption of nuclear weapons. He was a well-known opponent of free trade and monetary reformer. He also became well known throughout the world for his assertions that evidence of extraterrestrial life and UFOs is held by Western governments, which they have been hiding. During two of the most well-known UFO sightings in Canada, the Shag Harbor event in Nova Scotia and the Falcon Lake incident in Manitoba, both that occurred in 1967, Hellyer was a senior cabinet member. Hellyer established a UFO landing pad near St. Paul, Alberta, that same year. As a centennial project, it was made with the intention of representing goodwill between Earthlings and potential extraterrestrial civilizations. As the first cabinet-level minister of a G7 country to claim alien existence, Hellyer gained international recognition in his final years. Hellyer asserted that he saw an unidentified flying object, UFO, up close. Additionally, he asserted that intelligent life forms from other planets had been visiting Earth on a regular basis for a long time, and that the governments of highly industrialized, affluent countries like the United States and Canada knew this but were concealing it. Hellyer asserted on multiple occasions that extraterrestrials were in possession of cutting-edge technology that could be applied on Earth to reduce reliance on fossil fuels and aid in the fight against climate change. He said that if Earthlings were less hostile toward one another, aliens would come to our aid. The Canadian government never verified or refuted Hellyer's claims. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.